What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore back again with another podcast. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, international duty is finally over at last. Can't wait now. We've got FA Cup. We've got the 9 Premier League games to go. It's excited times. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment below, people. What's your score prediction for the Brighton game? I've done a poll as well. Who's going to win? As usual, Brighton, Forest, or you don't know. So please get involved. And I see people getting score predictions as well. Right, we've got the man himself to talk about the FA Cup, the last 9 games of the season. He's not in Australia because
I'm not. I'm in New York, Ben.
He's in New York, but David, clever one, where are you on Saturday?
Saturday, I am in Brighton, baby. Let's go. Putting it all on the line. Now, as you know, I typically only ever see Forest victories. So I feel like Forest needs me at this time to get through to the semi-final. So I'm doing a mad dash over to Brighton. I've managed to secure myself a ticket to the game sadly not in the Forest away section, but in the kind of corporate-y fancy bit. So
posh,
I don't know how that...
Posh git.
I'm in the posh.
You're posh. People don't know he's a posh git. You should be with a proper fan.
Posh.
That's what you should be in, David.
Now, you said, hold on, Ben. Now, you said 9 matches left, and I want to correct you.
What is it?
There are 12 matches left.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bad. Yes, the semi-final.
Well, there's at least 10.
At least 10. I'm not even spoke you for a while. Like, before we do talk about it, how are you feeling about it now? Because I'm still in cuckoo land. I'm thinking, this is not happening. But right now, last time we spoke, tell everyone, how you feel about it? Like,
I'm upset with myself for not predicting that this would happen because actually Forest over the last 45 years, 50 years, have got form for coming up and doing something special, having done it twice since in 1980, obviously, and 1978, and then later in 94-95. So we should have actually backed our super club to have gone and done this eventually. And
everyone wanted to say, we wanted to delude and all that time, but it's mad though. Like, it's still unreal. Like, we're third.
Oh, it's so good. I just love being the random Forest fan that so many people know. And so a friend of mine last night was like, yeah, I know a Forest fan. Yeah, he's losing his SHIT at the moment. He's having a great time. So, look, it's I'm feeling. Look, I reckon we're going to run through the numbers for the Champions League spots.
Well, people, you've got to watch this. It took his time as well.
I've done a presentation for you, Ben.
He's done a presentation, but we'll talk about the Brighton game first, and we'll see David's presentation. And people are going to love it as well. So, people, hit the like button if you want to see it. Please hit the like button if you can. It's taking, how long did it take you? 3 hours? 3 hours to do?
A couple of hours, but it just put me at ease. And I've worked out how many points I think we need and where all the other teams are sitting compared to us. And I've looked back at past seasons and this season, so a bit of a spoiler. But let's look ahead to the Brighton match, and let's talk about why it's going to be 8-0 this time, Ben.
If it was 8-0, I'd be like, bloody hell.
We preview the last Brighton match together.
Yes, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. That's mad. That's absolutely mad. Before we do it, I'm going to say hello to everyone. Peter, hello, my friend. How you doing? Rad's dads, good evening, guys.
Hello, Rad's dad.
Win Saturday, so 3 trips to Wembley. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Cal, hope you all, my friend. I'll see you Tuesday before the Man U game. Again, people, Rice and Cal. Say hello. People like and sub. Make sure everyone subscribe to my DoreOntour channel as well, man. And make sure everyone subscribe to Rad's as well, because there's something.
And subscribe to getting me a ticket for Tuesday to the Manchester United game, Dore. If anyone has a spare,
if anyone wants a spare, give it to this guy. He's in. Another legend as well. Even your mum's a legend. Your dad's a legend. I saw Chelsea before the Ipswich game. Absolutely legend, man. Even it's been great to see you as well, David. No, you don't see him. You don't see him as well. And as well, another American. Quick evening, lad. Let's do the double. Shout out to Chris. Right, let's talk about it, man, because we are 1 game to Wembley. And I said, when I went to Wembley, first time in the playoff final, that was an amazing trip. But this is something different because we're third in the Premier League. It's an FA Cup. It's not a playoff. It's an FA Cup. And we've not won an FA Cup for a long time. But people in the chat, how are you feeling about this game? And we could be going to Wembley. But David, let me get your thoughts, David. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I'm just feeling that if we win this match, I've now suddenly got to work out my Qantas freaking flyer points and how I can get back across to this side of the world. Look, it surprises me that Forest aren't favourites for the match. I guess it is an away match, but we smacked them 7-0 last time, which has to speak to some volumes for maybe our players are just better set up to beat their guys. Not sure. But in terms of a nervousness, I think it's still a nothing to lose for us. Like if we go out in the quarterfinal, it allows us to concentrate on the last, 9 matches in the Premier League, and we want to not just stumble into fifth and hope for the coefficient. We want to power through and remain third or fourth, getting into that end. So it's just a great time to be a Forest fan. Am I nervous about Chris Wood? No, Ben, I'm not.
That's the thing. What's like people right? This is the chat I want to because we know Chris Wood is now out because he got injured for New Zealand, and I think like in our group chat, everyone's talking about Taiwan. Can he cope? People in the chat, do you think Taiwan can cope against Brighton? Because listen, and as well, David, on Steve Cooper, I think it was the end of it. It was 7 games to go. This is where his best form for Nottingham Forest, I personally feel, was the great for Forest. Now with 9, 9 including FA Cup games, do you think he take that? Oh, I can be better than Chris Wood now.
Look at who we're turning to. Let's think of the other strikers that we've had since Lewis Graben, really. So they've all been duds other than Taiwo Wanyi and Chris Wood. Every single striker or potential striker that we've brought in has been a bust. Taiwo was not a bust. And even though he's not been great the last couple of matches or the last maybe 6 to 9 months, that form that he was in, peak Taiwo was better than peak Chris Wood.
Yeah.
So Taiwo's been sitting there waiting for his chance. This is a big chance for Taiwo, these next couple of matches. And if he can storm us through in the FA Cup, then he's going to have some time, and there's a congested bunch of fixtures towards the end of the season. This is Taiwo's time to either put himself in the shop window or stake claim for the fact that he is the number 1 striker at Forest. Now's his chance to take it back. He's younger than Chris Wood. I've been a fan of both of them. I'm really looking forward to seeing Taiwo, what he can do. He's just a pest.
He's a pest, but I want him, like, when he scored against Wolves, I thought, okay, he's got his goal that he needs. I thought that'd be a confidence boost. But as we know, Chris Wood he starts ahead of him, and now Wood's out. We don't know I think he'll be back for Man U, but I still feel Taiwo, this is his chance now. This is his last chance to do something for Forest, and if he doesn't, I think he'll be gone because David, we want Champions League football. It's no messing around. We want good players.
Well, but he may be the third choice striker, Ben, behind an additional striker.
Yeah,
he's still a pretty good third choice, and he's a bit of a nuisance. So,
no, it is, David. Like I said, I don't want to talk about Champions League football yet because I want till we get confirmation. I'll keep talking about it, but I think I think for me, people in the chat, what do you think? Get involved, man. What do you think of Taiwo? Do you think he has to play good in this game? Because if he doesn't,
what options have we got? There's no other option. And I don't think Chris Wood is back for Manchester United.
Do you think?
Nah. I'm saying 2 to 3 week injury. I think Taiwo goes again. I'm more worried about the thinking of what do we do if, and Nuno's mentioned this and we've seen it previously, is these cup ties, we've had multiple penalty shootouts, 120-minute matches. So there's an argument to be made Taiwo shouldn't be starting anyway because he should be coming on at the 60th minute to finish the last 60 of a 120-minute match.
Would you start him? Because I know.
I think you've got to start him. I think you are going. I reckon we start strongest lineup and blow him off the park. And I don't think we need to beat Manchester United. And we'll go through this in the numbers. I think we can lose to Manchester United and still be pretty safe. This is I would if I could choose between this game and Man United to which one to win and lose one, I would choose to win this one.
Yeah. I get that. I'm just going for the chat. Quick one. This is Aaron. We have struggled at Brighton since we got promoted, and that's that is true, Aaron. Since last time we beat them was 2015. I think we won 3-1. Lansbury scored a brace, and Osborne, I think it was. So we have not got a good record.
In Osborne, God, we're getting pretty old.
Yes, that was very old, very old. So
they're like vintage players now, those guys.
Don't talk about Lansbury because, don't get me started here in Lansbury. I thought he was a dude at Forest, but. Yeah. David, I hope you're well. I hope we will win on Saturday, but Brighton want revenge after us beating 7-0. I think we'll win 7-0. I'm just doing a workout. Keep doing your workout, Eve. What you doing? You're doing your arms, legs. What are you doing? Tell us in the chat, Eve, what you're doing. And Chell says, I think we can cope. The nice thing is that we're not relying on players. Relying on one player this season. And Langham less than 100% all scoring, and that's true. That is definitely true. Like, we think about this is why I want to say about Tower because under Cooper, the first season was relying on Tower so much. We can see Brendan Johnson as well. Like Brendan was fantastic.
Tower gets 7 goals in 7 games, Dore.
He did. That's what I'm trying to say.
He's like a quality player. Now, here's something for you. Who plays in place of Taiwo in a striking position if we have a 120-minute match? For mine, it's Anthony Alanga.
What Joshua?
I don't think he's
playing that false 9. He can play that false 9. I think he's doing.
I reckon, having chatting this through with you now, I think Alanga starts on the bench.
Really?
And we start with Hudson-Odoi and Jota. And Taiwo is the lone striker in the 4-2-3-1 formation that we're familiar with Alanga off the bench, saving him for if we need him to come on and win, and also saving him for the fact that against Manchester United, he's obviously a starter.
People in the chat, what do you think?
I reckon that's what he's going to do.
People in the chat, I'm going to do a poll. People in the chat as well, do this last poll. Who's going to win? Brighton, Forest, I don't know. So for 7% says Brighton's, 87 says Forest, 7% says I don't know. So last 2 minutes before we do change it as well. Let's people in the chat. We'll do it early before we get David's it's a nice spreadsheet that he's really done. So people, get your chat, get your predictions as well for Saturday's game. And if you are going, if you want to get on the vlog, please do. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you know. Make sure everyone subscribe to ET Stan's podcast. He's not on there before because he's been.
I've been traveling. I've got another show, Ben. Actually, I've got a strategy podcast on Spotify.
Bloody hell!
Let's strategize it out. Yeah,
you're doing more shows, aren't you? You're doing more than me.
Yeah, well, I'm not a high-flying Nottingham Forest fan like the likes of yourself, Ben. So, all right, let's chat the midfield. So, look. Is Anderson and Gibbs White? Is it full strength now for you, Ben, or what?
I want to go to. I want to Wembley. It's full strength.
Let's go full strength.
Right. Because we all going to have this debate every single time, and people in the chat know we always do. Would you play the Brentford formation? We played Anderson and Mo Gibbs White in that middle role, or would you play the Brighton when we beat them 7-0? I think it was Danilo, Mo Gibbs White, and Anderson. Would you play the same formation?
What, the 3? Well, I don't think they're going to come out with the 4-1-4-1 this time against us. We look the most dangerous. The guys on Forest Focus said this, so I don't want to steal their line.
Who said it?
Nah, they said that we look strongest 4-2-3-1 with the wingers out wide. I think it was Temp said that. And I do agree with him on that. We look strongest when we've got the 4-2-3-1. I think we're going the 4-2-3-1, going to blow them off the park. Let's hold Alanga back so we've got a trump card to bring on. And I think Yates plays and captains the team.
Wait, what did you say? This is the guy. He's the Ryan Yates hater, man. Wait. How many goals Ryan Yates scored this season? This is what I need to talk about. How many goals he scored? How many goals has he scored? People in the chat. Leicester.
He scored 3, hasn't he?
Leicester, Luton, Newcastle. Who else is there?
Was the bet 5? Or I think the bet was 2.
Ipswich. That's 4. One more goal. One more goal he's got. What did you think you're going to give me? I
thought I was going to buy you a jersey, or was I buying myself?
A jersey. He's got one more goal to get.
Yeah, all right. I'll buy you a jersey.
People in the chat. This is what he said. I'll find the receipt. He said if Ryan Yates scores 5 goals this season, he'll get me a jersey. Ryan Yates, if you're watching, please score for me because shut this guy up. He's absolutely annoying. He doesn't. He likes to criticize Ryan Yates.
What are you talking about? He's just the 4th best
every single time.
He's just the 5th best midfielder in our team, Ben.
Well, the Ryan Yates haters will not say that. Like you're the number one. You're the number one Ryan Yates hater.
I don't think I'm a Ryan Yates hater.
You're a Ryan Yates hater. That's what you are.
I am DoreOntour, a Nottingham Forest fans honesty broker. Right. I just am truthful and honest.
Okay. Would you start, man? Would you start him Saturday? Yes or no?
I think so. I think we saved Dominguez for the Manchester United match, but I also think we saved Dominguez for off the bench because he can fill in at a number of positions and can also play out wide for us and can also shore it up at the end, or he can also help us. I think he just gives us a few more options. So I'd probably go Yates for this one with Elliot Anderson and Gibbs White. And then for Manchester United, I'm going Dominguez with the same pairing of 2. Having said that, I think, Sangare and Danilo aren't in the mix. I don't think they're matching up to those 2. So if I was to rate them And, I would go to Dominguez, Yates, then Danilo, then Sangare at the moment is the pecking order of those four, you'd have to think, isn't it, Ben?
Yes, definitely. I think even Dominguez has been fantastic for us. I think when they played against Ipswich, and we always have this debate every podcast. Like Dominguez for me he's improved in that role. Like Ryan Yates, for me, every time Yates comes on, and he does a good job on that. But with Danilo and Sangare, I think you know what it is, right, David? When Sangare Danilo was injured, everyone was saying, "Oh, when they come back, they're going to start." And since they come back, they
haven't done anything.
They're not done nothing at all. So
they haven't done anything. So what about the fullbacks? Are you giving Moreno a run?
No, I'll stick with Nico and Elena.
So full strength. I would be tempted.
We have to go full strength.
Now, did Nico play some international, or Aina, have they been coming back from some international?
Yeah, they both played international football. Elena got assist for Nigeria. It was a good pass.
I'd be tempted to give Moreno a run.
No, I wouldn't, because when we played Brighton, when we were drawn 2-2 at their place, it was absolutely shocking. And then Nico Williams, come on.
All right, so it's Nico and Aina, and then what about Murillo and the Brazil debacle?
I mean, the criticism on Murillo against Brazil. It's his first game for Brazil, and people say he's coming back late. I still play him. I want to win. We've got to play a full strength squad. People in the chat, what do you think? Do you play? We should play a full strength squad? Yes or no? Me personally, yes, because I want to win.
Well, Murillo might really be itching to come out and play and put out a performance.
I think he's got to. He's got to, because it's not like he's got nothing to prove, because
in the match against Ipswich, it was Murillo with Morato, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I have a feeling they might do that again. I think Morato, one of them won't play. And then obviously they're playing Cell. So that's a pretty close to full strength team.
I don't know. People in the chat, what do you think? Come on, get involved, man. Before we do,
Brighton have been really good since they got smashed by us 7-0.
They have, but I think we'll still smash them. No, well, we're not going to smash them because, like I said, we've not won them at their place for a while. So it's going to be a tight game. They'll be up for it. We'll be up for it. So before we do, people in the chat, Dave, what's your score prediction for Saturday?
2-0.
Yeah, Forest, guys.
2-0 Forest. I don't think Brighton can trouble us. I think we've got the most solid defence, the strongest keeper. I think they'll struggle. I don't think we're going to wallop them 7-0. But those scars and nightmares of the Forest team coming at them. And let's not forget, we didn't have Callum Hudson-Odoi last time we played them. And when he plays, we are considerably better. I think he is the top player for Forest right now. So you've got to be playing those guys. Look, we're close to full strength. I'm not worried about Chris Wood. Peak Taiwo. Let's go, baby. 2-0 to Forest.
Before I do, I was going for the chat before we just swap. Put Josh up front after 7 minutes. He will lap it up, definitely. And this is why I like that. Actually, he comes on and he winds up the person. He even scored against Brighton when we won 7-0. So he's scored. I like him. But when it comes off the bench, Justin says, yes, he scores within the channel. Yeah, Alfred Breed, David in the channel when he scores his fifth goal and that. Mark says, how you doing, Mark? Evening Forest, Reds fresh legs needed for Saturday. Brighton have had 23 players out in international duty. Never knew that. As well, and Justin says,
Dunk's a bit injured too, isn't he?
Yes, he is. You know what? He always when we play him, he always play. Yeah, he gets a red card every single time. He just whinges about anything. So I hope he plays, because I think we need it. 21 here, only 7 likes. Come on, guys, please hit the like button if you can, please, because it helps my channel a lot. So if you can, Lucky, another one. A lot of it depends on the lineup. Tightness will be a lot better now. Out revenge, 2-0 Brighton. Sorry guys, but we will beat United. I hope we do. And again, I'm sorry, I'm good for chat. Forest going to win Saturday. You Reds. How you doing, Thomas? Right. My friend David, he's done a good a nice one. Well, I've not even put the our names up. There we are. There it is.
There we go. I'm calling myself from the ET Stand podcast.
That's it as well. So people, get involved, because David is doing a 3-hour.
Oh.
3 hours. So if you can, please do hit the like button if you can, because he's worked hard for this, and we're going to take over and David what he's put. So people, Get your popcorn ready because he's done this.
All right. So look, yeah, Ben, this is what I've done. I went and just built a little bit of a presentation, taking you on a journey. Are you ready for a journey, Ben?
I'm ready for a journey. I've got my drink.
Have you got your passport ready?
It's halfway out. It's halfway out.
All right. So the journey I'm going to take you on is, what does Nottingham Forest need to do for a Champions League finish? How many points do we need to finish on? What's happened in past season? How this season compares to past season? And I've just gone and have a look. How many points do we need? And in the words of one of the great Forest analysts of our time, and that this analysis, I can't even say analyst of our time, said, I like to look at the trends. And this is what this great wise man said. And who was that pundit? Well, it was still our good friend Des. There he is, Des. I like to look at the trends. So, Des, I'm following your advice and going to look at the trends. So let's go and look at that right now. So the current English Premier League table has Nottingham Forest, and apologies for the slight phasiness. I did a screen grab from premierleague.com. Forest are on 54 points in third place, above Chelsea on 49 and Manchester City on 48. It is a very congested middle of the table, with Bournemouth on 44 points in 10th position. And I think that cut-off at 10th is pretty important. And then also looking at the relegation teams on 17 points for Ipswich, 17 for Leicester, and 9 for Southampton. That's important, and it's going to impact this season and how many points we finish on. So jumping on to the next, traditionally, Ben, where does a 4th or 5th place need to finish on points? I hear you ask. Yeah. Very interesting question.
Very interesting.
So I've gone and looked at it. I go, all right, well, actually, where 4th, 5th, and 6th place, where do they need to finish in terms of points? And there's a few anomaly seasons. There's one that's interesting when the first big Cartel 6 came out, when there's an absolute mammoth score of 16-17 of Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester United in that 2016-17. That's when the Cartel 6 got established. And then there are also some funny seasons like 2003, 2004, where Newcastle finished on 56 points to finish 5th, which is the lowest points. And look, Chelsea, see Dave only watching football matches in a box and now a fancy PowerPoint. That's a Google slides, just so we're clear, but sure. I think Mark might be on the point here for 16. Has Mark seen my advanced thing? How many points do we actually need for a Champions League finish?
People in the chat. How many points do we need? Get involved. How many points do we need? Now, get involved.
The question is the coefficient going to work in our favour, and is a 5th place going to be enough, Ben? I think it's looking that way at the moment.
I think, yeah.
We don't want to rely on it, but I think
that'd be enough.
It's certainly a fact. I tell you what's a shame is that I had to cut off the 94-95 season because that had 22 teams in it. So I couldn't show the season where Forest were in 3rd place. And of course, Forest in the 95-96 season, Ben, finished Premier League in what position?
What a team, Frank Clark.
They finished 9th in 95-96. All right, let's go through. Then I went and looked at the numbers. So for 4th place, the maximum points that a team in 4th place has ever finished on has been 79 points, and the minimum that a 4th team has finished on is 60 points, with the average being 68. Now, the standard deviation of 4 points is basically taking it up like another 20-25% points either side. So if you were to take 4 points off the median of 68 down to 64, then that's typically going to be enough to get you 4th place, typically. So then we go look at that for 5th place, and to Mark's point of 16 points, we're on 15 now. If you go look at 5th place of median points of 65 points, if you add the 4 to it, that takes us to 69, in which case Mark would be right, the 70 would be enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to go look at some of these seasons in a second, Ben, and work out, all right, well, how similar is this season to some of these other seasons, and where does it sit in terms of the points? And then, of course, actually, the 6th place finish is actually what we want to look at, because if you are to finish in 5th place, you only need to finish 1 point or even on goal difference ahead of 6th place. So the minimum number of points to finish ahead of 6th has been 56 points, and we're currently on 54. Yeah. So if we were in one of those seasons, we would already be home for 5th place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. All right, that's great. That is. That's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? All right, so let's go look at it. So low 4th and 5th place finishes. So we're going to go look at the 98-99 season, where Leeds United, where they had legendary Australian players Harry Kuehl and Mark Viduka, one of the non-favourite Forest teams. So we're going to look at West Ham with the 57, and then we're going to look at the 2003, 04, and also 04 and 05 seasons in terms of low 4th and 5th place finish teams, and just see if we can find some trends for why that might have happened. So in the 2003-04 season, we had the lowest total of points for 4th and 5th being Liverpool and Newcastle United. The 2nd and 3rd place teams in that season was Chelsea and Manchester United. They actually did pretty well on 79 and 75, which is 20 points above where 2nd and 3rd are now. But look at the relegated teams, Ben. 33, 33, and 33 points. That is a lot of points.
That's a lot of points, yeah.
So if you compare that to this season, the relegated teams aren't going to get anything like that number of points.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
So what that means is that if the relegated teams don't get those points redistribute to the rest of the table. Now, let's go look at this. 10th place, Birmingham City, 50 points at the end of the season. Bournemouth are in 10th place now, and they're on 44 points.
Yeah.
So there's the top 10 teams are on a relatively bunched up a little bit more. So that means they're actually going to take points off each other. So what are our conclusions is that we're not in one of these low scoring points. 60 points isn't going to be enough for 4th place. 56 won't be enough for 5th. We're not in the same position. We're going to need a higher score than the all-time lows. I think we already knew that, but we're just confirming that for our thinking. So let's go and look at the 98-99 season, which is the 2nd lowest 5th and placed finish and the lowest 6th place 4th team. So at the top, we saw a really slim championship margin. So we had 2 great teams. That was when Manchester United and Arsenal were really competing with each other. And then look at the scores of the 17th, 16th, and 15th teams. 41, 42, and they're quite high points. It's not as if they're struggling for points to get ahead of it. Even the relegated teams did well as well. So we're not in a similar position to this one. G'day, Jam.
How you doing? See you Saturday, Mono. See you Saturday.
So again, we're going to need a higher number of points than the lowest numbers. So let's go look at the top end of town, Ben. The high 5th and 6th place. So we're going to go look at the 2016 season. So look at this. This is just outrageous this season. So the top 6, this really was the establishment of the Cartel 6, as the saying goes, with Chelsea taking the title that season, Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United rounding out the top 6. And then a massive drop to Everton of 8 points. And then another massive 15-point drop to Southampton, who finished on 8th on 46 points.
Wow. That's mad, isn't it?
Isn't that mad? 46 points for Southampton on 8th position. So isn't that just wild? So we're obviously not in that scenario of needing to get that high in terms of points either.
I can't remember so fancying it in Europe. That's the worst thing about it. Top 4.
It was a while ago. It's 10 years ago, Ben.
You know, they did get, because they had some good players, to be fair. Was it Marnie and all the... Yeah, that's some good players.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to need 70 points for 5th and being that high in that terms of thinking. So whilst Mark's saying before 16 points for Champions League finish for 4th place, you know, here we've 76 points was enough to get you. I don't think we're going to need that many, and 70 points actually would have been enough even in this season. So looking at this season, Manchester United got 69 points. So if you finished on 70 points, that would be enough, even in a pretty tough season, to get through to the Champions League on the 5th coefficient. All right, so we jump to the next, the 2013-14 season. Now, this one's really weird. And I was looking at this one and go, what the hell happened in this season? This season had an outrageous number of draws. So that little graph on the right shows the seasons where there is a high number of draws. Sorry, the ones at the bottom, low number of draws, and the ones at the top, high number of draws. So it had a higher number of draws, and you can see, this season had a low number of draws, right? So you can see the number of drawn matches is really low, which means that there's more points in the competition. So that's why this season has happened. And we've actually almost got about the same number of draws as this season as we do.
We've not had much draws, have we, though, this season?
Well, this season with 30% of the matches have been draws, Ben.
Bloody hell. Last draw was it Arsenal? Arsenal 0-0.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of draws this season. Now that 30% of matches finishing in a draw is important because we're going to use that number in a little bit. So we're not in this scenario either. But again, looking at this number, we won't need, Tottenham. If you'd have finished on 70 points in this season, that would have also been enough for fifth place. So jumping ahead, conclusion: we're in the middle of the road season. 4 points above the median of 62 for sixth place should be enough to get us fifth place. So 66 points, Ben, might be enough. Yeah, that's right, Jim. The low points total at relegated size. Still ticking with top three. It's so good, isn't it? So then what I've gone and done, Ben, is I've gone and looked at the upcoming draw of matches. So this is the current top 10.
In it where we're third place, David.
This is the current top 10, Ben.
Oh God!
Now, I've gone and done on the Premier League table calculator. I've gone and assumed that every single top 10 team that plays a bottom 10 team wins. So when Liverpool play against Tottenham, Liverpool wins. And so as we know, Forest have got, so these are the eliminated teams here. I'm going to assume, based on, just for this scenario, just to give you an idea of the points, that none of these teams beat any of the top 10 teams again this season. And what does the table look like if all of the top 10 beat the bottom 10 and the remaining matches and no other matches are played? So we don't count the match for Chelsea and we don't count the match for Aston Villa. So what that looks like is that Forest.
Look at it.
So this is what happens if Forest beats all of the teams below them and every team in the top 10 beats all the teams below them. So what do we mean? So Liverpool have got 3 matches against top 10 teams. Forest have only got 2. So of these teams, all of these teams left, we've got the easiest draw.
Yeah.
So if we beat all of them, we could get to 75 points. And so then you look at it and you're like, oh, geez, Aston Villa have got a tough run. Yes and no. The beauty for Aston Villa is that Aston Villa, the destiny's kind of in their own hands, because if Aston Villa wins every single match, they're taking points off their competitors. Yeah. So now, if points are evenly distributed for draws, then Forest would finish third on 78 points because we would get, looking at it, we've got 2 matches left, we might get 78 points or something like that. So here's my conclusion. Is that if we lose 2 matches against the bottom 10 teams, that would have us down on 69 points on this imaginary table, which still has us 3 points ahead of Manchester City.
Yeah.
So then all we would need to do is beat Villa or Chelsea. Sorry, Chelsea.
Don't do this. This one, I'm trying. People, I'm listening to him right now, and I'm thinking to myself, surely not. Surely not.
The thing is that Arsenal have got 4 games. So if you assume that, so given that 30% of matches end in a draw, that means that each match from here on out, assuming a 50-50 distribution, is worth 2.05 points. So therefore, with Arsenal having, I'm getting a bit in the math, but with Arsenal having 4 matches left, they could expect to get 8 points, which would put them ahead of us.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty tough for us to get second. But my conclusion is that we can lose 2 matches against the bottom 10 of our remaining matches, and as long as we beat Villa or Chelsea,
people in the chat who loves this, Stato. I love it. People in the chat, give some love today, man. It took 3 hours to do this, but people in the chat, give some love to this, man. Thank you.
Pretty good. All right, so this is my point. As long if we can the Villa and Chelsea matches, winning one of those. Yeah. If we lose to Tottenham and Manchester United, if we just beat, if we take the 9 matches remaining, if we win 7, that's 21 points. That's more than enough. We could be to the point of one of the comments earlier, 16 might be enough. So this is my conclusions, Ben, in terms of
here's conclusion, people.
All right. So do you want to go bottom up or top down?
Top down.
All right, top down. If we get to 76 points and can do that, we're obviously certainties, and it'll be the highest ever for 4th place. And we're absolutely assured, and get the passports out. Mine's over there. We can definitely go. At 71 points, I still think you can book your flights, Ben.
Book your flights. Yeah.
But 71 points, I think you can book your flights, your points. Now, at 70 points, I think that should be enough and we would be safe. But actually, 68 points it looks like I think we're talking and should be enough to get us through on the 4 points plus the 64 standard deviation from the position and given where it is. But
you're going to lose love from it. Look at it. Love this.
So that's my conclusions of where I got to on this. But look, this is a fascinating approach here with the matches that we have to go. And you look at, like, these teams all have to play each other. So for Manchester, so you've got to look at it for, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, and someone else, and Brighton, someone to catch us. Then they're going to need to pretty much beat, have Chelsea, Bournemouth, and Fulham and Villa just not take any points, which I just can't see that happening. So therefore, it's not going to be 70. It's around 68. So
68, yeah.
So if we're on, what do we say? Let's jumping back to the table here. If we're on 54 now, 68 points is 14 additional points. It's 4 wins and 2 draws.
4 draws, yeah. Because you've got to look at it because, we've got 9 games to go. And I was looking at it. I don't know if you've seen David. And people in the chat, we've got you can't class it as an easy one because every game's hard. But if you see the fixtures, we've got the easiest running. If you look at it, because we've got Spurs away, Tottenham away.
But I think we can drop. So I think we can drop two of those matches against the bottom 7.
Yeah.
Of the bottom 10 in those 7 matches, which would still put us on 5 wins. That would be enough. And so beating Villa or Chelsea, that's going to 6 wins. 6 times 3, 70 points. That's going to be enough.
That's enough.
Now, if the other results, so obviously every time one of the other teams loses or the other teams drop points, then we can also drop points. But if we assume that everyone just wins and they all win out against the crap teams, I'm going to say, then
show some respect, David, to the teams, man.
No, I'm just
he's playing, man. He's playing. Yeah, steps. Except the Stoke, they're crap.
So that's where we're at. 16 points. 70 would be enough. I think 68 does it. 4 wins, 2 draws. Let's go, Ben.
I love this positivity. As well, people in the chat, you got to show David. He took 3 hours to do this, man. I'm sunken in what he just put, but I think 68 points.
I convinced you on the 68 points being enough.
I said between 60. No, I said I'm sure I said 64.
Jumping back to this one. So let's just go see where. Looking back at this, 68 points. 68 points would be enough in every single season to finish above 6th place, except for those crazy seasons that I outlined. So even 66 might be enough. 65.
Yes, I said 64. I need to look back on the podcast because that was I said 64, 63. But if you get 68, then it's a bonus. Because all that matters is we're staying in the top 5. That's all that matters. Stay in the top 5, and we should be fine. But looking at that, like I said, looking at 6th place ones with like Spurs, Man U again, 66.
So if we get to 70 points, we're home, because that would be the highest 6th place finish to not qualify ever. So 70 is definitely going to be enough. It's not going to be as high as 69. It could be as high as 68, but might even be less than that, Ben.
Yeah, but you need to remember, when we get, especially the mid-table teams, when they know they're safe, I think they're all going to be safe, if I'm honest. I think about 3 teams have gone.
I think all of them know that they're safe.
Yeah, but
and all of them know they're gone.
They'll be on the beach, and then because we're looking for...
And we're going to be on the beach. That game against Chelsea, we're going to be waka waka hey.
You know what? I've got a chant for that. Waka waka hey. Before when I said, no, this is from Mark. When and where did Dave love his Forest start?
Mark, it all started through the League Cup and FA Cup finals being broadcast into Australia back in the late 80s and early 90s, and my brother Andrew was a big fan. So I'm planning on trying to get to a Nottingham Forest game in the City Ground with him. And then just years of playing Championship Manager, inheriting the 94-95 team. And so I must have played those scenarios out of Forest after that. maybe 500 times. So that's where the love comes from. And then, to be honest, channels like Doors and that sort of stuff, the promotion season.
You know what? It's good out there. Like I said, it's funny because I don't know if people know. David Starks came on my channel. Playoff. Is it before the playoff final? Wasn't it?
I was after the playoff final. I clicked on your little link. We want to hear from international fans. And then there was me at my girlfriend's place.
And he was like,
and I was like, what? Just going.
Absolutely. Look at it now, David. Look at it now. We're talking about Champions League. Isn't it an amazing story? It's an amazing story, and it's just like something that we can always treasure about. But people in chat, show some love today for doing that that quiz for us.
I reckon, Ben, it would take an ultimate Forest bottle of monumental.
Let me ask a question before we go. Let me ask one more question, right? And people in the chat, get involved as well. If we bottle the Champions League, is that disappointment? Yes or no?
Oh, it absolutely would have to be a disappointment. We've come so far. It's
that's
look what we've done. Look how good our team is, Ben. It would be it would prove all of the naysayers correct. It would Morgan Gibbs White isn't good enough. We'd lose a bunch. It would just be absolutely heartbreaking. So, but I still don't think the pressure is on the Forest players. You know, it's not like it's, we're 5-1 up in the fifth set of Wimbledon and we're serving for it, and then we're just going to blow it because we're getting nervous. I don't think we're going to feel that same nervousness. And look, I guess that's the role of the 12th man of the fans there, is the Forest fans. If we get nervous, they'll get nervous. They'll feel our energy. Let's go out and have fun with it. We're a freaking awesome team. We're so fast on the counter. We're entertaining to watch. We're anti-football. We've got an absolutely hilariously brilliant manager who is uncrackable, I think. Every week you watch those press conferences and they try to catch Nuno out with.
You know what?
Are you looking ahead? Are you looking at the table, Nuno? And he says,
Did you watch it earlier on? Because you know what it is? I don't really watch press conferences before the game. I think it's just boring. But with Nuno, he gets us, when it's the same old question. He just says it how it says it, like. I think there's one way what annoyed me so much. And he got frustrated, and that's why I thought, I'm gonna start watching him now because it's
he's the ultimate deflector. What are you talking about? He's just so good. It's like, we're just looking forward to the next match. It's like, you're looking forward to going to Wembley. Is it a big challenge? No, the next big challenge is playing against Brighton down in Brighton. That's our next big challenge. He's just so on point. So look, 4 wins, 2 draws might be enough.
I hope it is. And then we can talk about Champions League football, and then I'll be like, that'd be amazing. Amazing people. But people, like I said, it's 9 games to go. There's going to be so much games from now to the end of the May. I'm excited. David's excited. People in the chat are excited. All Forest fans are excited. Like I said, people, if no one knows, David will be there.
I will be at Brighton. I think maybe chances of someone giving me a ticket to Manchester United might have gone slightly up after that stat session. So if anyone has a spare ticket, get in touch with Ben and he'll get in touch with me.
Get in touch with you. Don't get involved. I'm not getting involved with you.
Fair enough. But,
people follow.
People know you, Ben.
Huh?
People know you. You're like famous.
Yeah, no. I'm just a Forest fan.
An Australian mate of mine is coming down to the match. He's like, I come to the match. Do I get to meet Dore? I'm like, I can meet Dore.
No, I'm not meeting no one. I'm just there to be Forest game. I'm just put I'm like this, covered up. That's all. I don't see no one. I'm a Brighton fan. I don't see no Brighton. I'm joking, people. You don't see me. I'm approachable. So I can't wait for this game. People, like I said, there's 9 games to go.
12 games to go, Ben. Stop.
12 games to go, people. I'm excited for this. I'm just. There's going to be so much shows from now to the end of the season. Me and David and all the panel on my channel will be there as well. So people will be there. I'll be doing my vlog, reaction, the podcast as well. It's exciting times, and I can't wait. I'm that close from the FA Cup final and Champions League football.
Nah, we're about that close, Ben. We got to win 2 more matches. Come on.
I don't want to be. I'm like a kid at a sweet shop, just excited. That's all it is. But I don't want to be clipped and get so excited and then we just flop.
How many? Here's the question. Last question for you, Ben. Question. This season, points penalty. How many points penalty would you take off us currently to guarantee an FA Cup final appearance. So would you accept? I said, Ben, you're in the FA Cup final, but we take 2 points off the current score. Would you accept that punishment?
Well, off the league table?
Yep, off the league table right now.
Yeah, of course we will.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you accept 4 points off the current score to be in the FA Cup?
We're on 50 points, aren't we?
That would put us on 50 points.
Yeah, that's it. We'd be on 50 points. Yeah, because we've still been top 4.
Okay. Yeah. Would you take 6 points off to guarantee the FA Cup?
Now you're pushing that. Now you're pushing your luck.
Okay, so it's about it's worth 4 points. It's worth more than a win.
You know what it is, right there. You guys look at it, right, and before I don't want to grab because David's got to go. You know the 4 points that we got ducted last season. Do you think that's a massive help? It's a massive help because if you look at it, we're going to like, yes, we took the fine and the not fine the points deduction, man. I think it helped us. I think every club needs to break the rules because what is it? 4 points now? I think it helped us.
Well, certainly that gamble paid off, didn't it? You got to think we just went and bought a bunch of players, ran the gamble that we could run the gauntlet that we would survive, and we have. So good luck to Forest. So yeah, great time to be a Forest fan, Ben. I'm coming to Brighton. Try to get to Manchester United. Let's go, baby.
You stay clear from me. And just keep your mouth shut, with because he's in the posh seats, people. He's in the really posh seats. So it's exciting times, people. But like I said, people, I'll be there as usual. If you are rewatching this, please any comments like you agree or disagree with me and David.
How many points do we need? 14.
People in the chat. How many points do we need? How many points do we need? Get involved. 14. Right. David, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for everyone for taking your time as well. People, I'll be there. Like I said, I'll keep repeating myself. We're close. We're absolutely close to dreamland. In my opinion, we're dreamland. But the younger generation will see it in Wembley. But Wembley and Europe, Real Madrid, we are coming for you. People, peace and love. And I'll see you. Me and David will see you Saturday.
Sounds good.
Peace and love. Up the Forest.